Alright, live on YouTube, live on Rumble. Good afternoon, hello, welcome to This Date in History, AKTDH. I'm Alexander, you viewer or you. We will be joined by the Golden Loon here eventually. Today is Freya's Day, aka Friday, July 24th, 2026. This show is about interesting and important events that happened to date throughout the annals of recorded history. We have a 37-page document to go through, so a little bit on the longer side. And the title is, it used to be The War Wolf, but I had to get rid of that because of the, the title constraints. So it's window tax, 2.5-month foot race, kitchen debate, and more. And there's a thumbnail, you guys have seen that, read the title, so let's get into it, shall we? The year 1132, Battle of Nocara between Ranulf II of Alif and Roger II of Sicily. 1139, Hartbert van Beria became Bishop of Utrecht. Why did I read that? That was not actually marked. Whoops. 1148, the Crusaders, led by Louis VII of France and Conrad III of Germany, laid siege to Damascus during the Second Crusade, later to abandon it on July 28th. So, 4 days from now? That doesn't sound like a... Why would they abandon a siege only 4 days in? That seems like a massive waste. 1304, the Wars of Scottish Independence, fall of Stirling Castle. King Edward I of England took the stronghold using the War Wolf. And yes, there's that War Wolf. It was a massive trebuchet, or as, uncultured swine in video games called it, a tray bucket. But no, it was a trebuchet here. It says in 1304, during Scotland's rebellion, King Edward I built the War Wolf, the largest trebuchet ever made. So terrifying, defenders at Stirling Castle tried to surrender. Edward refused. He wanted to test his machine. Stones the size of cows crushed walls. The War Wolf wasn't just a weapon, it was a medieval psychological warfare tool. It was like a terror weapon, essentially. 1411, Battle of Harlaw, one of the bloodiest battles in Scotland, took place. 1487, citizens of Leeuwen in Netherlands rebelled and striked against the ban on foreign beer. I would too. 1525, second attempt to circumnavigate the world as 7 ships departed Corunna, headed by Garcia Joffre de Loaisa on orders of King Charles I of Spain for the Spice Islands. Only one will make it. Wow. 1534, French explorer Jacques Cartier claimed for France the lands around Gaspé by erecting a 30-foot cross at Point Pinole. So that's what this image is right here. So from the other source, it says French explorer Jacques Cartier planted a cross on the Gaspé Peninsula and took possession of the territory in the name of Francis I of France. So that's what this cross is. What you were looking at earlier, they're you thought people were being hung. That's not ropes. Those are actually branches to push it up.
Okay.
You can kind of see how they're splayed right here. It wasn't that visible from the thumbnail.
Right.
By the way, we already talked about the War Wolf, but I want to read this to you.
Okay.
In 1304, during Scotland's rebellion, King Edward I built the War Wolf, the largest trebuchet ever made.
Wow.
So terrifying, defenders at Stirling Castle tried to surrender. They're like, you know what, no. But King Edward refused. He would not let them surrender until he fired a shot to test it out.
Oh.
And I think it knocked down a whole wall in one hit. It fired boulders the size of cows. Right here. Stones the size of cows crushed the walls.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Holy crap. But yeah, I wanted to image search this really quick just to show here. There's that same cross that he erected on the beach, claiming the land for Francis I of France. So, 1567, Mary, Queen of Scots, was forced to abdicate and being replaced by her 1-year-old son, James VI. 1577, treason of Don Juan in Brussels. Don Juan, isn't that the name of some alcohol or something? John of Austria. No. Don Juan?
No, he was a romantic character.
Oh, okay. Well, this is somebody else here. 1651, Anthony Johnson, a free black stadium, received a grant of 250 acres in Virginia.
Ooh.
Excellent. 1660, Great Fire of 1660 in Constantinople. 2/3 of the city was destroyed, including 280,000 wooden houses with a death toll of around 40,000 people. Wow. 1673, Edmund Halley entered the Queen's College, Oxford as an undergraduate. So, who is this Edmund Halley? Well, apparently
I have no idea.
He was an astronomer, mathematician, and physicist. and I wonder if he's the one. He is. Edmund Halley's reputation mainly rests on his discovery and the orbit of Halley's Comet, named after him, but was widely involved in a number of scientific endeavors. So this is the namesake of Halley's Comet. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 1683, first settlers from Germany to the U.S. left aboard the Concorde, not the airplane, not in 1683. But I mean, I wouldn't blame people for being confused. I mean, like leaving Germany for the U.S. aboard the Concorde.
Yeah.
Like, if it wasn't for the year, I would think that they're talking about the aircraft.
Well, yeah.
So, 1684, expedition to establish a French colony in Louisiana left La Rochelle with 4 ships led by René Robert Cavalier, Sieur de la Salle. The expedition was disastrous with only 15 survivors.
Ooh.
And I actually want to go back here and read this one really quick because this was pretty wild as well. Where did it go? 1525, second attempt to circumnavigate the globe as 7 ships departed, on orders of King Charles I of Spain. Only 1 will make it out of 7 ships.
Jeez, that's
so,
not good.
No. 1701, French trader and soldier Antoine de la Mothe Cadillac founded a trading post at Fort Pontchartrain, later becoming the city of Detroit.
Ah.
Now I wonder if this guy has anything to do with the Cadillac Company, because we all know Detroit is a motor city, and he founded what would become the city of Detroit, and this guy, his last name is Cadillac.
Yeah. Awfully early for automobiles.
Well, yes, but like his family could have started something there, and then hundreds of years later started, Actually, I'm going to look this up here. Antoine de la Cadillac, whatever his name is. Let's see if anything pops up here.
They may have named the Cadillac after him.
Maybe. So, he was the 3rd French colonial governor of Louisiana. So, not sure. This is going to require some searching. So, if anyone out there would like to do some digging, let us know whether or not this guy is involved with the Cadillac cars. That'd be great. Or not, just either way, let us know.
Is the Cadillac named after whatever his name is?
Is a Cadillac named after Antoine de la Mothe Cadillac?
Yeah.
Anyway, 1704, English and Dutch troops occupied Gibraltar, very contested area there. 1758, George Washington was elected to the Virginia House of Burgesses, representing Frederick County. 1783, Georgia became a protectorate of Tsarist Russia, the country of Georgia, not the state. 1793, France passed the first copyright law, and I wonder if that's the first for them or the first ever. I mean, I would have thought that copyright would have been around a little bit before that, I'm not entirely sure. Yeah. Oh. You know what? Let's see here. First copyright law. Let's see here. History of the copyright. With the British Statute of Anne 1710, full title, an act for the encouragement of learning. So, this sounds like that article was about France's first copyright, not the first copyright. So, copyright history. This link that I'm gathering and all our links that we gather throughout the show will appear in the underbar of the description below after the live stream as per usual. We already have a lot of cool things down there, including Unlimited 2, our sources, all things Omni Coalition, the music in the background, and a handful of other nifty little, widgets and doodads and whatnot. 1799. William Clark was willed the enslaved man York, who went on to accompany him and play an important role in the Lewis and Clark expedition.
I was going to say that. I think that's the same guy.
Yep, it is. You are correct. William Clark and Meriwether Lewis. No, not to be confused with Lois and Clark. Lewis and Clark, Lois and Clark. So that joke has been made. But yeah, no, somebody died and willed him a slave. That's pretty wild. 1823, speaking of slaves, slavery was abolished in Chile. Excellent.
Good.
1824, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania newspaper published the results of the first public opinion poll with a clear lead for Andrew Jackson. That's pretty cool. But they can also print whatever the hell they want, and who's going to fact check them?
Well, they want to be right.
Well, I mean,
and sooner or later they're going to say, "Hey, our poll was accurate." Because they did win.
Well, no, it's not about whether or not they're right. It's about, if there's a conspiracy to display the numbers, how deep does it go, I don't trust anything anymore these days. You can't blame me being a Californian seeing what's going on in Los Angeles right now with all the primaries and all the, stuff's happening. 1832, Benjamin Bonneville led the first wagon train across the Rocky Mountains through Wyoming's South Pass. I'm gonna see if there's any artist renditionings of it. Okay, well there's like a wagon train. So, obviously from a movie or something. 1847, Brigham Young and his Mormon followers arrived at Salt Lake City, Utah. So, other source says, after 17 months of travel, Brigham Young led 148 Mormon pioneers into Salt Lake Valley, resulting in the establishment of Salt Lake City. The way that they wrote this almost sounded like it was already there to begin with. What were you going to say?
Yeah, I was just going to correct your pronunciation. Brigham.
Sorry.
Brigham Young. No, that's fine.
Okay. And interrupt me. Like don't worry about it.
Yeah, well, I'll let you finish your sentence.
How very non-Alice of you. I'm not used to such niceties. 1847, rotary type printing press patents received by Richard Marsh Hoe, New York City. Other source says Richard Marsh Hoe, a Canadian inventor, patented the rotary type printing press, and that's what this is.
You did have a picture of that.
Yes, I do.
Saw it there.
Yeah, and that's actually like a smaller version right here. They have other examples like.
Look at the size of that thing.
Yeah, this one here is like you can see all the people on top of it. Yeah, look at all that. But yeah, massive. Just look at the size of that thing, Well, like you've seen that scene from James Bond where he like punches the guy into the newspaper thing, and then there's like newspaper flying everywhere and blood and all that stuff.
I've forgotten it, but yeah, if I saw it, I remember.
Yeah. What else do we got here? 1851, the long-hated window tax levied based on the number of windows in the dwelling was abolished in the United Kingdom.
Good.
Yes. So that's why in the UK
they board them up.
Yeah. Well, that's why in the UK, this here, and there are examples in other places in Europe. I think France also had it for a while. But if you look at some of the older houses, you see some areas which are obviously windows, but that are bricked up because of this tax, as you said, that are boarded up. They're bricked up. But I mean, the elites, even to this day, they'll tax you for sunshine if they can.
Anything they can get away with, they'll do it.
These people, these globalist elitists, these people in power and everything, when it gets to the point where they tax you on your windows, that's when you need to rise up and eliminate them all. It's too much. 1860, Olympics defeated St. George 25-17 at St. George's Cricket Grounds in Philadelphia in the first baseball game played in an enclosed field. So your baseball was on a cricket field. Everything started from cricket.
Wow.
The most hated thing.
No
the hat
fences.
tricks. The hat tricks started from cricket. So. 1863, Battle of Battle Mountain, Virginia. Was it called that before or after this battle? I mean, can you imagine fighting? Can you imagine fighting at a place called Battle Mountain? We're gonna go to Battle Mountain. Oh, okay. What kind of sitcom is this?
What are we settling?
It says here, the Battle of Manassas Gap, also known as the Battle of Wapping Heights, took place on July 23rd in 1863 in Warren County, Virginia, at the conclusion of General Robert E. Lee's retreat back to Virginia in the final days of the Gettysburg Campaign of the U.S. Civil War. Union forces attempted to force passage across the Blue Ridge Mountains, and attack the Confederate rear as it formed a defensive position in the upper Shenandoah Valley. Despite successfully forcing the passage at Manassas Gap, the Union forces were unable to do so before Lee retreated further up into the valley to safety, resulting in an inconclusive battle. But this is supposed to be the Battle of Battle Mountain. It's the same date, so I guess I'm not getting any Battle Mountain.
You're just calling it different.
Maybe it's named that after the battle. Is what I'm just maybe it's known as Battle Mountain now, but it wasn't then. I don't know. What else do we got here? 1866, Tennessee became the first Confederate state readmitted to the Union during Reconstruction following the U.S. Civil War. Okay, so the first U.S. state to be readmitted to the Congress. And if my memory serves correct, Tennessee was also the last one to secede. So they're the last one out, first one in. So good guy, Tennessee.
Yeah. Why'd you get out at all, though?
Well, I mean, probably if they wouldn't and they get attacked by the South, and they were probably under more of a threat.
They're on the edge, so they have to figure out which way they're going to go.
They're probably more of a threat, from the South than they are from the North. So they just capitulated and joined, but I'm not sure if Tennessee even did anything. So, 1870, first trans-U.S. rail service began. It's cool. 1877. First time federal troops were used to combat strikers. Now I wonder, was this the first time ever or first time in a specific country? Because this sounds like it's supposed to be covering about the United States, but why not mention that, you know?
Yeah.
Because this is a world history source. Great Railroad Strike of 1877. Huh. July 14th through September 4th. So that's about right. Oh.
Strikes a U.S. rail service, so it's got to be the U.S.
Well, no, that was the other article.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, the first trans-U.S. rail
okay.
service began.
Oh,
So,
okay.
And then 7 years later, we have this.
Okay.
So I wonder if this is a Great Railroad Strike because it's the same year, and yeah, it's not telling me anything specifically right there. So you know, I'm just gonna throw this in the underbar section. So let's see, Railroad Strike. Throw this there. If anyone can let us know in the comments if this is the same thing. You know, 1880. The first commercial hydroelectric power plant in the world began generating electricity in Grand Rapids, Michigan. There's a photo of it right there.
Ah,
First hydroelectric dam.
Look at that.
It's pretty cool, yeah. Let's do a quick image search of this right here. You know, world's first hydro. Use a water turbine to generate enough electricity to power 16 lights. Soon after, in 1882, the world's first hydroelectric power plant began operation on the Fox River in Appleton, Wisconsin. The plant, later named the Appleton Edison Light Company, was initiated by Appleton paper manufacturer H.F. Rogers, who had been inspired by Thomas Edison's plan for an electricity producing station in New York. So cool. So we went from that to this. You know, that was proof of concept, the first one.
Yeah, right.
Look at that thing. They built like stuff on the dam. Like that is industry manifest. 1883, Arabi Pasha declared a holy war in Egypt. 3 years later, China took British protectorate of Burma. 1893, for the only time in the history of the U.S. tennis championships, an event was held off the eastern seaboard, the men's doubles championship in Chicago. Okay, so apparently it's always on the eastern seaboard. This is the first time it wasn't, and only time. So, 1900, race riot in New Orleans killed 2 white policemen. Well, where's their reparations, huh? You know, they died, you know. 1901, writer O. Henry was released from prison in Austin, Texas, after serving 3 years for embezzlement from a bank. 1902, in Turkey, the Sultan Abdul Hamid, under pressure from within the Ottoman Empire, appointed a commission to consider reforms that might pacify Macedonian revolutionaries. Yeah, those freaking, you know, Turks are always trying to oppress the Macedonians. You know, the Greeks and everything. So, just doing a quick looky-loo to see if we have any comments. Nope. 1905, Tsar Nicholas II of Russia and Emperor Wilhelm II of Germany signed the Bjorko Treaty, whereby each country agreed to come to the other's defense if attacked by European powers. So this is one of the problems in World War I. You know, like all these agreements and treaties and this and that and everything, everybody like had to honor them. So that's why everything, you know, like broke out and everything. Like actually, like a really good see here, a history from World War One. They do a really good job right here with like laying it out at the very beginning. So let's see here.
Ferdinand, the heir to the Austrian throne,
Oh,
setting
yeah,
off a terrible chain of events. Are you ready? Let's go. Austria and Germany attack into Serbia, who allies with Russia, didn't mention that earlier. And Russia gets ready to advance, and that brings in their pals, France, Germany.
Yeah, see, like, you know, like, all of a sudden, all of Europe is like, you know, bada, you know, so wild. I'm going to throw this in the underbar,
Well,
too.
everybody was trying to make treaty deals to protect them or to get stronger with another country, and then it's like a domino.
Yep, it is a domino. What else we got here? In 1908, after days of discussion with his ministers, Sultan Abdul Hamid of Turkey announced he is restoring the liberal constitution of 1876 and will become more responsive to demands of dissidents. 1908 as well, Stadium Johnny Hayes won the London Olympic Marathon in a games record time of 2 hours, 55 minutes, 18.4 seconds after Durando Pietri of Italy was disqualified for receiving assistance before the finish line. 1 year after that, Brooklyn Superbass pitcher Nat Rucker struck out 16 Pittsburgh Pirates in a 1-0 victory at Washington Park. Try not to cough directly into the mic. Yeah, also you can, you know, crooked the arm and all that stuff. But yeah, this
16 strikeouts. There's only wow.
Yeah. Now, what was the
27.
super base again? Well, we've been over
Super
this.
base?
Yeah, super base pitcher. Brooklyn super base pitcher. Now, like that's what he was. I asked a couple days ago what a super base was, or super bass, or what is this?
You've got the wrong term, I think. I'm not familiar with what you're talking
It says Brooklyn super bass, right here.
about. Oh, Brooklyn Super Bats?
No, okay. 1909.
Okay.
Brooklyn super base pitcher Nat Rucker
Okay.
struck out 16. What the heck is a super base?
That's their name.
Oh,
Brooklyn Super Base.
oh, okay. I thought it was some position or something. That's
No.
the name of the team.
Yeah, well, it's got to be.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I'm gonna
Brooklyn Super Base pitcher.
Yeah, I guess so. Brooklyn Dodgers. Let me just look up
Bass.
super base. Super bass. I'm still getting Dodger. Okay, so I guess the super bass became the Dodgers. Huh. All right. What else do we got here? 1910, the Ottoman Empire captured the city of Shkoder, putting down the Albanian revolt of 1910. 1 year later, American explorer, Stadian explorer Hiram Bingham rediscovered Machu Picchu, the lost city of the Incas. Massive discovery. There he is,
yeah,
right there.
yeah.
That almost looks like a thumbnail now. It's just like, you have
Yeah.
this, and then you have the guy like in the
yeah.
corner with a surprised look and everything. But
Incredible what they did up in the mountains.
yeah, that's thousands of years ago. And they're trying to bury it under concrete now. There's massive swaths of our history. Yeah, this is what it used to look like, and they've cleared it. In 1915, 105 years later, look at what it looked like before and
Wow.
now. Like it was
Wow.
covered in trees and everything, but now they're covering things in concrete. They're trying to bury it literally
Well,
to hide it.
How did it get so buried?
Like a previous global society reset. I don't know.
Yeah.
The mud flood, the Tartarian thing. Like, there's so much stuff out there. That what I do know is that everything that we know is fact is actually a lie. So, 1911, Cleveland's League Park hosted the first unofficial MLB All-Star game as a benefit for Addie Joss's family. The Cleveland Naps lost to the All-Stars 5-3.
Ah,
All right. Actually, I'm going to do a
help somebody out. I'll be darned.
I'm going to do a quick image search of that because we actually have that's colorized, but that was a team right there.
Yeah.
So, as you can even see, there's the old photo right there. Why is this guy mean mugging? He's like, Oh. 1915 as well, excursion ship Eastland capsized in Lake Michigan, killing 852 people.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. And I actually have a picture of it right here. Like,
Oh, my.
look at this sideways. So, the passenger ship SS Eastland capsized while tied to a dock in the Chicago River. A total of 844 passengers and crew were killed in the largest loss of life disaster from a single shipwreck on the Great Lakes.
But on the dock? What
Yeah.
the heck?
Maybe sabotage or something. I
Well,
mean,
they drowned, obviously.
yeah, look at that. Like, that looks like they're trying to bring it back up. They have these boats over here, and it's mostly out of the water. It
Yeah.
looks like.
Well, it looks like they drained it or pushed it back in some way.
Yeah. There it just rolled over.
Yeah.
So maybe some sabotage or something. So, 1915, World War One.
True.
So, 1917, a trial of Dutch exotic dancer Mata Hari began in Paris for allegedly spying for Germany and thus causing the deaths of 50,000 soldiers. I hope they hung her high. 1922, the draft of the British mandate to Palestine was formally confirmed by the Council of the League of Nations. It came into effect on September 26, 1923, the year after that. Speaking of 1923, actually, why is this one not marked? Treaty of Lausanne was signed by Allied powers and Turkey, recognizing modern boundaries of Turkey and British control of Cyprus. So from another source, the Treaty of Lausanne, settling the boundaries of modern Turkey, was signed in Switzerland by Greece, Bulgaria, and other countries that fought in the First World War. 27, the Maiden Gate War Memorial was unveiled at Ypres. And not that one. That was Marvin the Martian. Here it is. So, this arch, just a war memorial, It's, it doesn't look too exciting for the thumbnail, so I unfortunately didn't put it in there, but I did want to pay my respects at least. That almost looks like the entrance to Disneyland.
Oh, God.
With the tower behind it.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a castle. No, this is a war memorial. 1929, New York to San Francisco foot race ended after 2.5 months.
Oh, geez.
The winner was 60-year-old Monteverdi. So, all right, who's remembering Trans-American foot race? Like, how do you prevent cheating? 2.5 months. That's crazy. 1928 and 1929 editions, recent races. Oh, wow. A coast-to-coast race has taken place several times since, including 4 races organized by Jesse Daly Riley and Michael Kenney from 1992 to 1995. Alan Firth organized 2 events in 2002 and 2004. Wow.
I think it's incredible. He got it done in 2.5 months.
Yeah. Yeah, that is pretty fast, actually. Oh. Wow, there's a lot of solo things here. So, but like, that's incredible. So let's see here. Trans-Statian foot race. Throw that link in there. That's awesome. They should have more of those events, you know? 29, U.S. President Herbert Hoover proclaimed Kellogg-Briand Pact, which renounces the war. So the Kellogg-Briand Pact renouncing war was an instrument, or as an instrument of foreign policy, went into effect. It was the first signed in Paris on August 27th, 1928, by most leading world powers. All right. 31, a fire at a home for the elderly in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, killed 48 people. At an old folks' home, dude. That's terrible. 31, George Gunn scored 183, and his son, George Vernon, scored 100 in the same innings. So now we have a father and son in cricket.
That would be cricket,
They must hate life. 31, Pavo Nurmi ran a world record in the 2-mile, 8 minute 59.6 seconds. 33, German judge Volt signed deed of accusation against Marinus van der Lubbe for setting the Reichstag fire. So communists executed for the Reichstag fire. Yeah, that's right. Like Hitler and his cronies burned down the Reichstag, blamed it on the communists in order to validate, mentalities against communism, all that stuff. Because fascism and communism do not mix.
No.
But communism and capitalism seem to work together just fine to get rid of fascism, until communism becomes fascism, and then eventually capitalism becomes fascism, and then now who's winning? 1934, first Patarman was hatched and reared in captivity in Ithaca, New York. So it's just this one bird here, like here we go. Cute,
okay.
Cute little thing, This is the first time it was hatched and raised in captivity. Apparently, they died otherwise. Same thing with great white sharks. They die in captivity. So, 35, first greetings telegram sent in Britain. What the heck is a greetings telegram? I'm going to do a service level scratch of the article really quick. The greetings telegram, BT. Okay. I guess it's just one of these. There's just, telegrams. May Hal, happy to be yours. Something, whatever this. So it's just a telegram, I guess.
Huh.
Like a postcard type thing. Alright. What else got here? 1935, the world's first children's railway opened in Tbilisi, USSR. So, this sounds like for kids and everything.
Oh, yeah. Well, children's railway, yeah.
Yeah. Now, this is 1936 in USSR, so this might not be the same thing, but it's a small train for kids.
Yeah.
Look at this guy right here. He's like, I really don't want to be here. Enjoy your job, buddy. AI and robotics is coming for it. 35, the Dust Bowl heat wave reached its peak, sending temperatures to 109 Fahrenheit or 43 Celsius in Chicago, and 104 Fahrenheit or 40 Celsius in Milwaukee. We also have in 36, 118 Fahrenheit, 48 Celsius, recorded in Minden, Nebraska. That's their state record. And near Alton in Kansas, we have another state record of 49 Celsius or 121 Fahrenheit. 121.
Oh, man.
Wow, that's hot.
Yeah.
Dude. Wow. 37, Alabama dropped charges against 5 blacks accused of struggle snuggling in Scottsboro. Yeah, the Scottsboro trials. Thank goodness. Those I think they were innocents. Because there was a lot of hatred towards a certain ethnic group. 1940, first illegal newsletter of Pieter Het Hein was published in the Netherlands. I wonder why it was illegal. I mean, we've covered Nazi Germany, oppressing their conquered neighbors and everything, and making certain newspapers illegal. So maybe it was because of that. it's the right year in 1940. You know, so 1940 as well. Louis Einthoven, Lindhorst Holman, and Jane D. Quay found the Nederlandse Unie, the Dutch Union, an organization that seeks to cooperate with Nazi German occupiers without abandoning Dutch sovereignty and culture. Newsflash, that cannot work. You cannot work with the Germans, or with the Nazis at least, without the Nazis being the only thing.
Yeah.
You know, you cannot provide, and unless what you're trying to preserve is straight up Nazism, you're not preserving anything. They're going to completely steamroll. Mom's time! This is actually a decent one. 1941, FDR demanded Japanese troops out of Indochina. And it looks like they actually updated it. U.S. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt froze Japanese assets and demanded that Japan withdraw its forces from French Indochina. All right.
And
so
then 5 months later, or whatever it is, we got bombed.
Yeah, that is true. So
yeah, we're trying to push them around for sure.
yeah, absolutely. Let me update this really quick in Times New Roman. There we go. Now it looks better. 41 as well. The Nazis kill the entire Jewish population of Gordos and Grods in Lithuania. That is not good. 42, German troops occupied Rostov-on-Don in southern Russia for the second time. Transport 10 departed Danzig, France, with 1,000 French Jews to Auschwitz concentration camp. 5 survived until the end of the war. 5 out of 1,000. Well, once again, not as bad as 4, not as good as 6. Take what you can. Horrible times. It's just you just gotta move it. 42, Irving Berlin's musical "This Is the Army" premiered in New York City. That almost sounds like propaganda. 43, the Royal Air Force.
We're just going into war, yeah.
Yeah. RAF began bombing Hamburg, lasting until August 3rd, creating a firestorm that killed 42,600 people during Operation Gomorrah. So we have here from other source. World War II, Operation Gomorrah began. British and Canadian aeroplanes bombed Hamburg by night, and Stadium planes bombed the city by day. By the end of the operation in November, 9,000 tons of explosives will have killed more than 30,000 people and destroyed 280,000 buildings. 9,000 tons.
Yeah.
I can't wrap my mind around that. 1944, 300 Allied bombers dropped firebombs on German positions at Saint-Lô in France. Soviet forces liberated the concentration camp at Majdanek. 45, during World War II, a suicide attack by a Japanese Kaiten man torpedo sunk in the U.S. Navy destroyer USS Underhill west of Guam. Nearly half of the 236 crew members were killed.
Ooh.
So right there, a man's torpedo. So they're like driving that thing and blowing it up. The Japanese started terrorist tactics, and then the Irish perfected it, and then today the Islamists are carrying that flag. So
I'm trying to figure out what that man torpedo means.
he's in a torpedo and he's steering it.
That's what it means, huh?
It's a suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
well,
in it.
they also had the kamikazes, too.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is. It's a
Yeah.
kamikaze under the
And
water.
it's late in the war, so yeah, they're going crazy.
Man torpedo Japan right here. This is a man torpedo. They put you in there
Wow.
and they seal you in, and you're just driving it, and then you blow up when you hit. See here, there's a diagram right here if it's going to load. Yeah. So right here, they put you in here, and then there's a warhead right here. You ain't coming out.
No. How did I get the short straw? That's what I'd be thinking.
Yeah. Loons time.
Yeah.
1946, 9 Spokane baseball players of the Western League died in a bus crash. That's a terrible, terrible way to start Loons time. U.S. performed atmospheric nuclear tests at Bikini Atoll. 1948, 4 baseball players with the Duluth, Minnesota Dukes, St. Louis Cardinals Class C farm team died in a crash. Another one. 48 as well, Marvin the Martian, Warner Brothers cartoon character created by Chuck Jones and Michael Maltese, Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies series, first debuted in Daredevil Hair. So there he is right there. Good old Marvin
That's
the
the
Martian.
first one, huh? Is that Daredevil Hair? That picture?
Apparently, this is what it comes up when I looked it up, and that's when he's with the exploding on a space modulator or whatever it is, thing. He was waiting for the kaboom. So he was trying to blow up the Earth initially. Oh. What else do we got here? 1950 V2 WAC corporal rocket launch. First launch from Cape Canaveral. Other sources, Cape Canaveral Air Force Station began operations with the launch of a bumper rocket. What is a bumper rocket?
No idea.
Neither do I. Let's look it up here.
I know what bumper cars are.
Well, I hope that they're not doing that with rockets.
I know.
A bumper rocket was a sounding rocket built by the United States, a combination of the German V2 and the WAC Corporal sounding rocket. It was used to study problems pertaining to two-stage high-speed rockets. The bumper program launched 8 rockets between May 13th of 1948 and July 29th, 1950. The first 6 flights were conducted at the White Sands Missile Range. The 7th launch, Bumper 8, on July 24th, 1950, was the first rocket launch from Cape Canaveral. We just covered that. So, you know what? It's not telling us really what a bumper rocket is.
No.
But let's see here. Bumper.
Sounds like it's a 2-stage thing.
Yeah, like maybe like, it's like, it's a bump,
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
pardon me, trying to see what it even says. Like, it's not telling me what a bumper rocket is, it's just telling me all this history. So, and pardon me for the coughing, viewers. 1952. It's really dry, and I'm talking constantly, and I haven't taken a sip.
Water?
Yeah. Do you want to talk for a minute while I drink? Where's my water? Was right here.
Okay, and have some of this too.
Yeah, well, that's your water. I don't want to get your cooties.
Cooties. Holy cow. Well, so much for the bumper rocket, I guess. That's a shame they don't at least tell us what it is, but
I think we figured it out.
yeah, I think we did.
1952, Stadium Western film High Noon released, directed by Fred Zinnemann and starring Gary Cooper, Grace Kelly, and Thomas Mitchell. It was released.
Yeah.
52.
High Noon.
Yep.
Famous Western.
Feels like high noon right now. 1952, 112 degrees Fahrenheit or 44 Celsius, recorded in Louisville, Georgia, state record. We also have U.S. President Harry Truman settled a 53-day steel strike. 1956, Brendan Behan's first play, Choir Fellow, premiere in London. It's an interesting word, choir. Never heard that word before. Queer? That's supposed to be queer? Like,
I don't know.
what is that? It's a weird word. Choir. Like, is that an acquired word? Queer. Let's see. Well, it's giving me square. Oh, here we go. Oh, it is. Irish form of queer. Remarkable, excellent, notably large in size, amount, or extent. Okay. What are they saying here, then? If one of the definitions is notably large in size, what are they saying? The choir fellow?
Gay, I think. Yeah? Yes? No?
I'm not even going to
I don't need to go down
I'm
that
not going to
road.
explain what's going through my brain right now. If you don't understand, you don't need to. You're innocent. Hold on to it. You cherished child. 1956, Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis staged their final show as a comedy team at the Copacabana Club in New York City. Performance ended in early hours of July 25th, exactly 10 years after their first gig together in Atlantic City, New Jersey. That is cool. What a way to close.
Yeah, they kind of closed on bad terms. So.
That's unfortunate, though. But hey, 10 years exactly,
Yeah.
On the day. 1958, 14 people were named as the first life peers in the UK. What the heck is a life peer?
No idea.
Let me look that up here. Life peers. Life peer. Okay. Oh, we've looked this up here before. Okay. In the United Kingdom, life peers are appointed members of the peerage whose titles cannot be inherited, in contrast to hereditary peers. Life peers are appointed by the monarch on the advice of the Prime Minister, with the exception of the Dukedom of Edinburgh, awarded for life to Prince Edward in 2023. All life peerages conferred since 2009 have been created under the Life Peerages Act of 1958 with the rank of Baron. Such peerages entitle or perhaps obligate the holder to sit and vote in the House of Lords, so long as they meet qualifications such as age and citizenship. Prior to 2009, which would be this case, this is 1958, life peers of baronial rank could also be created under the Appellate Jurisdiction Act of 1876 for senior judges, referred to as law lords. Judicial functions of the House of Lords were taken over by new Supreme Court. Okay, so it's more of this British rigmarole crap. Life peers. Yeah. Frickin' British, man. Like, 1958, Ted Williams was fined $250 for spitting at a Boston fan again. Or at Boston fans, plural. What are you doing, dude? Stop spitting on people.
That's
fucking lunatic.
Sacrosanct. They pay the bills.
Ted
What's the matter
Williams?
with you? No, the fans.
Oh, yeah. Like, why? Like, 1959, 500,000th Dutch TV set was registered. That's awesome. We also have U.S. Vice President Richard Nixon argued with Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev in Moscow, known as the kitchen debate.
Yep.
Yeah, and
That was huge. I remember that well.
I have it right here. So.
We wish you success. You can show us American possibilities.
He embarrassed old Nixon.
Oh yes, he did. Now what I enjoy is like I'm just gonna play this section here.
Yes. Certainly. Right. And at the same token, everything that I say will be recorded and translated and will be carried over the Soviet Union. That's what they're about.
I love that. Just hell yes, make it happen, Nixon. Make it happen. You know, like. You know, freaking, like, what's his face? Gorbachev, right? Yeah, no, Khrushchev. You know, he sounds, you know, he seems like a really good guy. Like, you know, at least here.
Well,
like,
probably jovial, but he was ruthless.
Yeah, absolutely.
But to get to the top, you have to be.
Yeah, in the Soviet Union. But, like, I like the idea, the kitchen debates.
But he brought all this new kitchen stuff with him, and Khrushchev kind of exposed him. Hey, this isn't what's in the American kitchens, and it was.
Yeah.
It was what was coming to American kitchens.
Mm-hmm. 1961, a U.S. commercial plane was hijacked to Cuba, beginning a trend. So, beginning of a trend, a U.S. commercial plane was hijacked to Cuba. 63, 124 Unification Church couples wed in Korea. So that's 248 people.
Yeah.
1963 as well, the ship Blue Nose 2 was launched in Lunenburg, Nova Scotia. The schooner is a major Canadian symbol. Why? Have you ever heard about any of this?
No.
Like, neither have I.
That'd be a beautiful ship.
Yeah, I mean, but like, you know, it's a ship. Yeah. Apparently this is a major Canadian symbol. I mean, alright. Cool.
Maybe some yachting races or something.
Oh, maybe. 1965, British rock group The Annals appeared for the first time in the British charts.
Jeez.
Yeah. 1966, Michael, where to go? Michael Pelkey made the first base jump from the El Capitan along with Brian Schubert. Both came out with broken bones. Base jumping has now been banned from El Cap. You know. Now, do you know what base jumping stands for? Do you even know what that is?
I know what base jumping is, but what does it stand for?
Bridge, no, base. So, bridge, no, not bridge. Building, air, span, and earth.
Oh.
So, jumping off a bridge, jumping out of an airplane, air, span is a bridge, and an earth jumping off a canyon or something.
Yeah, or a mountain.
Yeah.
Cliff.
Yeah, 1967, Charles de Gaulle said, "Vive le Quebec libre," meaning long live free Quebec. I feel like I was just speaking like gibberish there. So, during an official state visit to Canada, French President Charles de Gaulle declared to a crowd of over 100,000 in Montreal, "Vive le Quebec libre," meaning long live free Quebec. The statement angered the Canadian government and many Anglophone Canadians. Oh, stop crying. 67, Chinese Army, Air Force, and Fleet repressed uprising in Wuhan City. Oh. Of course they do. That's ridiculous. They pulled out all the stops. The Army, Air Force, and the Fleet, you know? Like, obviously they're not representing the people.
Oh, no, they don't.
Yeah. 1967, first modern hospice, St. Christopher's, was founded by Dr. Cicely Saunders in London, beginning modern palliative care and the hospice movements. And I'm sure she's like just, is she still alive? Okay, good. She's not. Because if she saw what her creation became today, especially with how it's being just absolutely massacred, you know, in Minnesota, and out here in California, and probably everywhere else, everything. Oh, she'd hate it. She'd hate to have invented, you know, something that so many people are using to screw over other people. 1967, Norway requested European Economic Community membership. Race riots in Detroit forced postponement of Tigers IOYO games. The Beatles signed a petition in the Times newspaper to legalize marijuana. Of course they did. 1968, Hoyt Wilhelm pitched on a record 907th Major League game, breaking Cy Young's record for pitching appearances. Do you want to talk for a minute while I drink some water?
Yeah, Hoyt Wilhelm, of course, was a great pitcher. He was around when I was a kid. But, so, that name is totally recognizable to me.
All right, thank you. 1969 at 12:51 EDT, whatever EDT is, some kind of time zone.
Eastern Daylight Time.
I guess so. Apollo 11 returned to Earth. He returned to Earth. Earth. I'm an alien.
And then went to the ER.
Returned to Earth after taking the first astronauts to the moon and returning them safely, allegedly. You know, I don't know. So, 1970 International Lawn Tennis Association instituted 9-point tiebreak rule. Do you have any idea what that means?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Used to have to, each set, you're supposed to win by 2.
Okay.
I think it goes up to 6 or 7.
So what's love?
Love is 0. But that's the score within a set. But you have to win 2 sets. You can win 6-3, 7-5. You have to win by 2. But if it's 6-6, why are you laughing? Then you go into a 1-point tiebreaker set. Instead, you could go on for. You used to go on for hours and hours and hours if they were just battling back and forth.
I was just thinking a funnier answer would be, "Baby, don't hurt me."
Baby, don't hurt me.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me.
Oh God.
You remember that song?
Yeah, I do.
That's
What is love, love, love?
Yeah, that was Roxbury.
Damn movie burned into my head.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Because of you.
Well, because my friend John and I, we went to Blockbuster and we had that thing on like a repeat. We brought it in and said, "Can we rent it again?" And we left without even it didn't even leave our hands. It just renewed rentership. Like we should have bought that damn movie.
In the car.
Yeah. But yeah, no, thank you for the actual explanation of love. Like I was just thinking like what is love? And I'm thinking in my head, "Baby, don't hurt me." Yeah. So the song's playing in my head while you're explaining, and that's why I'm smiling.
And I can't understand why they go. It's you start a set. It's 0-0 or love.
Yeah.
Love. So you go love, 15, 30, 40 game. What the hell? What kind of score is that? I have no explanation for that, but there's got to be some kind
Well,
of reason.
maybe it's a representation of marriage. It starts off with love, and then it ends up with one person winning everything. I mean, that's usually how it goes. 1972, Bogeno Group was caught by Yugoslav security forces. Jigme Singye Wangchuk became the king of Bhutan at the age of 16. What a name, Wangchuk. Oh. 1974, Death Wish, based on the novel by Brian Garfield, directed by Michael Winner, and starring Charles Bronson, was released in the U.S. Tamla/Motown Records released Fulfillingness first finale, the 17th studio album by Stevie Wonder. Oh. The album topped both pop and soul charts and included the hit single Boogie On Reggae Woman.
As I've told you many times, Stevie Wonder played in our high school.
Yeah, little Stevie Wonder.
Little Stevie Wonder. He's a kid.
Yeah. 74, U.S. Supreme Court unanimously ruled Nixon to turn over Watergate tapes. So from other source, during the Watergate scandal, the United States Supreme Court unanimously ruled that President Richard Nixon does not have the authority to withhold subpoenaed White House tapes, and they ordered him to surrender the tapes to the Watergate special prosecutor. Yes. So you're talking about history, can you repeat that yesterday?
What's that?
Like he was recording that for history for.
That's what's this. Yeah, he's a big historian, so he wanted to record everything, and then keep it in an archive. I don't know if he ever intended to make it public or not. It was kind of secretive.
How stupid!
And boy, did it bite him in the ass.
I mean, what's the point of recording history if you're not gonna make it public?
Well, you'd have it for archives and references, and I don't know what his intention was, but that was the foundation of it.
Well, obviously he was, effed up in the head. I mean, he opened up trade with China, so he was already screwed up with that. 74, Stadium newscaster Christine Chubbuck was the first person to commit self-deletion during a live TV broadcast at WXLT TV. I think I've seen that. I'm not going to play it, obviously, but I've seen it. 75, Giorgio Armani and Sergio Galatoni founded the fashion house Giorgio Armani SPA in Milan, Italy. Oh. So happy birthday, Giorgio Armani. At least the company, not the guy. 76, John Navar was the first to swim 200-meter backstroke in under 2 minutes. Pretty fast. 77, MLB Cincinnati Reds Pete Rose passed Frankie Frisch as switch hitter leader with 2,881. 77, Seattle's John Montague pitched 6 2/3 of an innings of perfect relief, tying the two-game record of retiring 33 consecutive batsmen. All right. 77, end of a 4-day-long Libyan-Egyptian war. 78, Billy Martin resigned as Yankees manager after saying, quote, "One is a born liar, the other is a convicted one," end quote, about Steinbrenner and Jackson. Huh. 78, MLB Cincinnati Reds, Pete Rose tied National League hitting streak of 37 games. Paramount Pictures released jukebox musical comedy film Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band,
yeah.
starring British singers Peter Frampton and the Bee Gees, and an all-star cast featuring late-period songs of the Beatles. It is a critical commercial flop. And there's a weird conspiracy behind that whole thing. Apparently it starts off like 20 years ago today or whatever.
I don't think
like,
I ever saw it.
Neither have I, but like I was watching something and they were talking about how the whole the Beatles are probably part of this whole satanic cult and everything that that we all know that's gripped the music industry and everything today and all that stuff, and something to do with some very established Satanist or something. Literally 20 years on the exact date of the release of this I'm not sure if it was the album or the movie or whatever, but it was like 20 years exactly before that was something to do with the Satanist or something, and then this work, the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band,
Right.
opens up with 20 years ago today, so they're directly referencing the Satanist, like without straight
Because
up.
that was one of their albums. Sgt.
Yeah.
Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, and of course there's a movie about
Yeah.
it.
So 79, Boston Red Sox Carl Yastrzemski hit his 400th.
Yastrzemski.
Yeah.
Carl Yastrzemski.
Yastrzemski. Maybe you are pronouncing it. I don't know. Yastrzemski.
That's what I've always pronounced it.
Hit his 400th home run.
Yeah.
1980, the Worldly Confident Quartet of Australian won the men's 4x by 100-meter medley relay at the Moscow Olympics. The only time the United States had not won the swimming event at Olympic level, and I have a feeling that Soviets were tampering with the score. It was held in the Soviet Union in 1980, and the only time the United States didn't win,
Now, do you know what a 4x100 meter medley relay is?
It's a swimming thing. So, is
Yeah.
it like people they get to the end, and then they get out, somebody else gets in or something, or
Yeah.
they?
Well, that's a relay for sure.
Okay.
But then they do different strokes. Some is backstroke. Some is,
Okay.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, the butterfly.
You got 4 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and,
butterfly, backstroke, and whatever the front stroke is.
Yeah.
Dog paddle. Yeah.
1982, heavy rain caused a mudslide that destroyed a bridge in Nagasaki, Japan, killing 299 people. Why were they all on that
Nagasaki,
bridge?
We know that well.
Yeah, we do. Yikes. 1982 as well, single "Eye of the Tiger" dun, 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 by Survivor from Rocky 3. Soundtrack starts a 6-week run at #1 on U.S. charts. Grammy for Best Rock Performance. I don't even need to play a lick of that song. We all know that song. It's in your head right now. Dun, 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 dun. I hear it in the gym every now and then. And God, that song annoys the hell out of me.
Does it?
Okay, it's just like, "Well, I have the tiger," yeah, whatever, 83 Pine Tar game, and George Brett's home run was disallowed against the Yankees, overturned. So for other source, George Brett, playing for the Kansas City Royals against the New York Yankees, had a game-winning home run nullified in the Pine Tar incident. Was that because he had tar somewhere? Or explain.
Yeah, they put you can put pine tar on your bat. But you're limited in how much you can have, and he had it way up his bat. So the picked it up and said, no, that's an illegal bat.
Now, what makes that illegal? What's the purpose?
Pine tar going too high up on the bat.
What does that do?
Well, I don't know what it does in this specific case, but it's supposedly supposed to help if you hit the ball instead of fouling it off. It would be. I'm assuming. I've never used pine tar, but that would be my thinking.
83, the Black July anti-Tamil riots began in Sri Lanka, killing between 400 and 3,000. That's a big discrepancy. Black July is generally regarded as the beginning of the Sri Lankan Civil War. 1984, "Careless Whisper" was released by George Michael, credited in the U.S. to Wham! Billboard Song of the Year 1985. We all know this song too. don't know that one?
Not by your rendition, no.
You
That's
have.
okay.
No, hold on a second. I have to.
This is Wham, right?
Yeah. 1984. You're gonna recognize it. It's used for love things, like for love scenes in movies and whatnot. Like you'll recognize this immediately if it plays.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very known song. 85, French DGSE offered Dominique Prieur and Alain Maffart. That's his real name. Maffart. Alain Maffart. Were arrested and charged with murder over the bombing of the Rainbow Warrior.
How do you get through high school with that name?
I don't know, dude. Like, 85, Indian, I was watching a video about horrible names.
Yeah.
And this one guy, his last name was Lester, and his first name was Mo.
Oh.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Like
Who did
like
that to him?
those parents should be shot.
Yeah.
Anyway, 85, Indian Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi signed a peace accord with Sikh leader Harshan Singh Longawi to settle the 3-year Punjab crisis. 86, 13th Commonwealth Games opened in Edinburgh, Scotland. 86 as well, San Francisco federal jury convicted Navy radioman Jerry Whitworth of espionage. Ayo's time! Can I get through my life in 4 minutes? It gets shorter every day.
No.
87, IBM PC DOS version 3.3 updated was released. We also have U.S. supertanker SS Bridgeton collided with mines laid by IRGC, causing a 43 square meter dent in the body of the oil tanker. So it didn't. Oh yeah, there's that bumper rocket.
Oh yeah.
That's an image of it right there.
We had that earlier.
Yeah, we covered Apollo 11 returning to Earth. Yeah, we did. So here's the actual video of it right here. So if anybody wants to actually see Apollo 11 returning to Earth, let's see, it was Apollo 11 return. I'm all sorts of screwed up in my my link collection here today. We got that one. Look at that hole. Like that was from sea mines. It
Wow.
didn't sink, but it caused a huge dent.
Yeah.
Like
More than a dent.
yeah, well, I mean, it's a double hole, so it didn't
true.
breach.
True.
It breached the first hole, but
Yeah.
not the second one.
Yeah,
You can
okay,
see
yeah.
the cavern like in there. That's yeah, like this huge tanker right there. What else do we got here? 1987 as well. Hulda Crooks at 91 years of age climbed Mount Fuji. Crooks became the oldest person to climb Japan's highest peak. Hell yeah.
91.
Yeah. So you still have 11 years. You know?
Yeah, but I got to do it after 91.
Yeah. And,
Better start getting in shape.
and it's also a lady. You know?
Wow.
Well, like, I was just going to say, like, where's the men supremacy in this?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you are. Like,
Oh man, I am just proud of her beyond belief.
1987, the oldest person to climb Japan's highest peak. She climbed Mount Fuji and became the only. She hiked the entire 212-mile John Muir trailer in the high Sierras, completing the hike in segments over 5 years. Hulda Hohen Crooks was a Canadian mountaineer, affectionately known as Grandma Whitney. She successfully scaled 14,505 foot or 4,421 meter Mount Whitney 23 times between the ages of 65 and 91. She had climbed 97 other peaks during this period. In 1990, an act of Congress renamed a Day Needle, one of the peaks in the Whitney area, to Crooks Peak in her honor. Crooks was born on May 19, 1896 and died on November 23, 97 at the age of 101. Wow, so 10 years after this, she died. So that is epic. I mean,
Amazing.
one of the greatest,
Amazing.
examples of humanity
she
right
should
there.
be on a stamp or something.
They should have a statue of her
Yeah.
somewhere, But I mean, dude, like she climbed mountains like it was an evening stroll. What the hell, dude? Like that is epic. That's going into quotes. Bear with me 1 second. I have to put that into quotes channel right now. So where's quotes channel? Here we go. Let's see, what was her name? Where was I? 87. Oh, it's not even on primary source. That's right. Hulda Crooks. So here we go. Hulda Crooks climbed mountains as if
Here's a
they
91.
were an afternoon stroll. End quote. Me. You know, and I actually, where's the entire article? I'm just going to push this entire thing right here. There you go. What else do we got here? In 1988, U.S. and Jamaica played a scoreless tie in the second round of the 1990 World Cup, which apparently is Spain. No, it's not Spain. Was it Spain?
This
One?
FIFA?
Yeah.
Spain.
Yeah, okay. 1990, Miss Magazine hit newsstands again after an 8-month hiatus. Okay. U.S. warships in the Persian Gulf were placed on alert after Iraq massed nearly 30,000 troops near its border with Kuwait. That's an alarming event right there. 91, a team of international astronomers led by Georgiana Dransfield from the University of Birmingham announced the discovery of a planet outside the solar system. So, an exoplanet. That's pretty cool right there. Let's see if we can get images of this right here. NASA found a super Earth that is 30 to 70% bigger than Earth. This world orbits inside the habitable zone. Okay, according to this, but that's Nova 6. That's going to be something else. So, there's a lot of Earth-like planets in the habitable zone, the Goldilocks area that we've since discovered.
Yeah.
91, Ottawa Rough Riders Board of Directors resigned. Okay. 93, New York Met Anthony Young lost a record 27th consecutive game. Get him out of there.
Good. Not good.
Vince Coleman injured.
Send him down.
Yeah. Vince Coleman injured 3 when he threw a cherry bomb at Dodger fans. What are you doing?
Man.
What's with people hurting fans, spitting on them, throwing bombs at them? What the
That's
hell?
I don't know what the hell.
What is going on today? 94, Asociación de Estados del Caribe, AEC, formed. I'm going to look that up here really quick. Service level scratch for the article. Okay, here it is. So if anybody wants to look this up here, Asociación Caribe, let's see here. It's in Spanish, though, it looks like. So, yeah, might have to translate it on your end there. 98, Saving Private Ryan, directed by Steven Spielberg and starring Tom Hanks, Edward Burns, and Matt Damon, was released, later to receive the Academy Award for Best Director. And I mispronounced this guy's name. It's Matt Damon. There we go. 98, you know why I pronounced his name like that?
I have no idea.
Like, remember the movie Team America World Police?
No. So it's not gonna be. I don't know the movie, so it's not gonna mean anything.
Well, it was from the creators of South Park.
Oh.
It was
okay.
like the puppets. Remember?
Okay.
Like
I said Matt Damon or something.
well, yeah. Remember this movie?
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay. Well, like basically, and the joke was because his puppet came out all derpy. That's all he said was his own name.
Garoppolo and Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
See, that's why I said his name like that. Poor Matt Damon. 98, Russell Eugene Watson Jr. burst into the United States Capitol and opened fire, killing 2 police officers. He was later ruled to be incompetent to stand trial. Then execute him. Okay? Obviously, he's a danger. Get rid of him. 2001, an Iranian warship in the Caspian Sea threatened a BP, a British petroleum oil exploration ship, off the coast of Azerbaijan. Why did we ever work with Iran, dude? We should have just glassed them when we had the chance. 2001, Simon Saxy Korber Gotha, the last Tsar of Bulgaria when he was a child, was sworn in as Prime Minister of Bulgaria, becoming the first monarch in history to regain political power through a democratic election to a different office. Dude, isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Like, he was the leader, and then they had a regime change. They voted him back in. Like, that is, like, epic. Like, let's, yeah, this is him when he was a kid. The last Tsar when he was a kid.
Yeah.
You know? Look at him in his little spiffing little outfit there and everything. But yeah, when the Bulgarian monarch died at 49 during World War II, his 6-year-old son Simon became the leader. Shortly after, 97% of Bulgaria voted to end the monarchy in favor of democracy. In 2001, 64-year-old Simon ran for Prime Minister of Bulgaria and won, making him the country's leader again.
Wow.
That is awesome.
That's cool.
Like, what a... Dude, that is a Hollywood story, man.
Yeah, why haven't they done that one?
Well, you know,
It's a
because
feel-good story. Haven't read they do
because
that.
it's about a white guy, and heaven forbid, you know. 2001, the Bandar Airport attack was carried out by 14 Tamil Tiger commandos, resulting in military and civilian casualties and destroyed aircraft. 2002, James Traficant was expelled from the United States House of Representatives on a vote of 420 to 1. Huh.
He was probably the one that didn't vote for it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I would have been the one, just so that way, 420, but we joke, to take a hit, we also have on the 200th anniversary of his birth, the French author Alexandre Dumas of the Three Musketeers. His ashes were interred in the Pantheon in Paris in a televised ceremony. Now, remember the movie Django Unchained?
I don't remember the movie, but I remember the name of it.
Okay, well, there's a whole scene about Alexander Dumas. He wasn't a character, but his book was in it. About there was a whole scene prior where one of Calvin Candy's slaves was named after one of the Three Musketeers or whatever, and then he had him ripped apart by dogs or something. Yeah, it was a brutal movie, but it was it's if you want real, watch Django Unchained. That stuff that's raw and that's real. 2003, Ringo Starr's 8th All-Star Band debuted in concert. Members included Colin Hay, Paul Carrack, John Waite, Sheila E., and Mark Rivera. 2005, 92nd Tour de France, no winner. Lance Armstrong retired after winning a record 7th consecutive victory, but disqualified in 2012 for doping. 2007, Libya freed all 6 of the medics in the HIV trial in Libya. 2009, FINA Congress voted to ban all body-length swimsuits, men's suits to cover from the waist to the knee and women's from shoulder to knee. Fabric must be a textile or woven material, effective on January 1st, 2010. 2012, 4 barrels containing 248 human fetuses were found in Severodvinsk, Russia. Yikes. We also have 2013, a conflict between the Knights Templar cartel and the Mexican police, and Michelin left 22 people dead. 2013, a high-speed train derailed in Santiago de Compostela, Spain, killing 80 people and injuring 100. Now, this is wild. Other source, Santiago de Compostela derailment. A high-speed train derailed in Spain, rounding a curve with an 80 km per hour or 50 mile per hour speed limit. So they have to be going 50 miles. That's your limit.
Yeah.
Okay?
Way too
going at 120 miles an hour.
Wow.
Or 190 kilometers per hour, killing 78 passengers. So over twice as fast as the limit. And that's crazy.
Someone was asleep.
Someone was stupid. 2014 as well, Air Algeria Flight 5017 crashed in Mali, killing 116 people. So from other source, Air Algeria Flight 5017 lost contact with air traffic controllers 50 minutes after takeoff. It was traveling between Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso, and Algiers. The wreckage was later found in Mali. All 116 people on board were killed. 116. We also have over 10,000 Palestinians protested Israel's operation in Gaza. 2 Palestinians were killed after Al-Qassam Brigade's members fired at Israeli forces. 2015, U.S. President Barack Hussein Obama began a historic 2-day visit to Kenya. Of course, he's going back to where he was born. 2017, Donald Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, said he did not collude with Russia after meeting with Senate investigators. Kind of like how Hillary Clinton colluded with Russia, selling them our uranium deposits. Nobody talks about that.
Yeah,
so
true.
2017, Polish President Andrzej Duda vetoes 2 laws to put Polish courts under political control. So I think he was the guy who was ousted before we brought in Zelensky. Is it Zelensky? Vladimir Zelensky?
Ukraine, yeah.
Yeah, Ukraine. Oh, no, wait, no, this is Poland. Never mind. 2017, Taliban suicide bomber on a motorbike killed at least 26 and injured 50 in Lahore, Pakistan. On a motorbike, man. We also have another Taliban suicide, a bus bombing in Kabul killed at least 38, mainly employees of the Afghan Ministry of Mines and Petroleum. 2018, first bison born in Banff National Park, Alberta, Canada, in 140 years after being reintroduced. Nice. Yeah. Wildfires near Athens, Greece killed 91 and injured 104, with over 600 rescued from the coast by boats. Wow, I gotta look that up. It almost sounds like a Dunkirk type situation. Like they're all, wow. Look at that, at the resort and the mountains on fire. Like, that's terrifying. I've seen sights like this with my own eyes just going down the street years ago. Remember that one time, like 20 some odd years ago, we saw it cresting the hill? That was terrifying, man.
Yeah, the old house.
Yeah, no, in this house. We saw it coming up from all the way down over there.
Oh,
something.
okay.
So, 2019, a 19-year-old Hungarian swimmer Christoph Milak broke Michael Phelps' 10-year-old 200-meter butterfly world record at the World Championships in Guangzhou, South Korea, swimming in 1 minute 50.73 seconds, 0.78 seconds faster than Phelps. Dang. 2019 as well, Facebook agreed to pay a $5 billion fine, the largest ever for violating consumer privacy, to the U.S. Federal Trade Commission. Global warming is the fastest in 2,000 years, and scientific consensus that humans are the cause is at 99% according to 3 major reports published in journals Nature and Nature Geoscience. Are we affecting things? Yes. Are we that powerful? No. If we're that powerful, to affect the planet to that degree, then, one afternoon of tree planting should offset everything.
Yeah.
If things are that extreme, then it's stupid. Would you mind filling the dead air really quick?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was extreme, absolutely. But, what do we got about Boris Johnson?
Well, he became Prime Minister of the United Kingdom after defeating Jeremy Hunt in a leadership contest, succeeding Theresa May. And while he was at it, he drastically reshaped cabinet in his first day of office, appointing Dominic Raab as Foreign Secretary, Priti Patel as Home Secretary, and Sajid Javid as Chancellor. He's the only white name in the room with that. The second heat wave of the summer in Western Europe set record temperatures in Belgium at Klein-Bragel, 39.9 Celsius or 102 Fahrenheit, in the Netherlands at Eindhoven, 39.3 Celsius or 102 Fahrenheit, and in Germany at Gleinkirchen, 40.5 Celsius or 104 Fahrenheit. That is hot.
Yeah.
Special Counsel Robert Mueller reported to the U.S. Senate that President Trump was not exonerated of obstruction of justice and that Russia interfered in the U.S. election to benefit Trump. No, they did not. No, they did not. And what is wrong with this guy's head? He has a weird, jowl thing going on.
Wait a second. That's weird.
Yeah, his head looks weird.
No, I'm trying to reread this. Was not exonerated.
Yeah.
But he was exonerated of that. So was this before he was exonerated?
Well, this is also as a leftist source, so they could be trying to rewrite history by straight up lying about things, and
or maybe they're playing words. Maybe it wasn't provable or something. I don't know. It's weird.
We also have the 10 millionth mini car produced during its 60th anniversary year in Oxford, England. Those are little race car things. Oh, PT Cruisers or whatever, mini cars. Okay,
Yeah.
so the 10 millionth of those. All right. 2022, David Ortiz, Gil Hodges, Bud Fowler, Jim Catt, Minnie Minoso, and Buck O'Neil are inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. Heat wave across the United States is northeast, with many cities, including Boston, St. Louis, and Philadelphia, declaring heat emergencies. And we also have over 1,100 refugees rescued in separate operations across the Mediterranean in a few days by Coast Guards and charities, with 5 bodies recovered. Pope Francis arrived in Edmonton, Canada to begin a penitential trip to meet with and apologize to First Nations, Métis, and Inuit communities for their treatment at church-run residential schools. Singer-songwriter icon Joni Mitchell made a surprise concert appearance, joining Brandy Carlisle at Newport Folk Festival in Mitchell's first public performance in 19 years. Wow. Wild monkey attacked at least 42 people, including in their homes in Yamachu City, Japan, leading police to be armed with tranquilizer guns. So, yeah, this is what I'm saying. Animals don't fear humans. We feed them and everything, and now they get emboldened, they start attacking us, like prey animals. And if we don't fight back, we do become the prey animals.
They initially do have a natural fear of humans, but
and
then
we need to keep the fear.
But then they overcome it, because people do feed them and go, aren't you cute? They know you won't do anything.
Yeah. Like that one elephant that outright kills people.
Yeah.
2023 as well, gender pay gap in the United States of America dropped to its lowest level, with women earning 84 cents for every $1 men earn full-time, up to 78 cents for men. Shut up with this crap. This is lies. This is straight up lies and bullshit.
It's not lies. They just take figures and...
Well, they manipulate to their
advantage.
This
is terrible.
Women are not getting paid less than men. If they do, then why don't we just only hire women because we pay them less?
Well,
argument dissolved.
First off, there are rules against paying someone less for their gender or color or anything else.
Oh yeah, absolutely, as there should be.
But they don't go into, what women choose to do as an occupation, how much time do they take off for births of their children. You know, all of that comes into play.
Well, see, like, you know, I understand, like, you know, that, oh, the whole pay gap, you know, because you take this, you skew it with that and everything. I understand what they do. What most people don't realize is just that. So they think magically women are getting paid less
Yes.
than men. So
That's
if
the
that's
point of
but
that
see,
sentence.
but see, the entire argument is destroyed. If women actually do get paid less than men, then why would anyone hire a man? Argument destroyed. You know, swoosh. 2023, Israel's parliament passed a controversial reasonableness bill, taking away the ability of the Supreme Court to declare government decisions unreasonable, as the first bill in a plan to weaken the judiciary amid large, widespread protests. So they're trying to turn into a dictatorship, as they actually are.
They're not a dictatorship. What are you talking
Well,
about?
does that not sound like the actions of a dictatorship?
Oh.
They're dissolving the Supreme Court. You know? They
I
don't want rights
I don't
for
know the whole backdrop to it, but you got to be voted into the Knesset and all. It's not the same as our system.
You have to be a non-goyim to have anything, you know, in there.
Who's a non-goyim?
A Jew, you know.
No, there are Arabs or whatever
That are treated as
Palestinians or whatever.
second
No,
class
that are in
citizens.
the Knesset, voted in, and they vote and everything else.
That they also have less rights. We
No, I don't-
covered that article the other day where where Jews are first class citizens and everything else is second or less. We covered that article like 3 days ago. Oh. 2023, Ugandan English runner D. Kato, at the age of 36, began trek from the Long March to Freedom Monument in Cape Town, South Africa, to London, England, to highlight the story of human migration. That's pretty cool. U.S. Justice Department sues Texas over a floating barrier installed in the Rio Grande River between the U.S. and Mexico to deter migrants, citing humanitarian concerns. Wildfires across Algeria killed at least 34 people amid temperatures of 48 Celsius or 118 Fahrenheit. That is very hot. I want to go back to the whole thing. You know, like all these liberals are always going about, like, you know, how horrible the United States are, you know, how horrible this country is, but they want people to come here. You know,
Not illegally, though. We allow so many in legally.
No, I'm talking about the Democrats. I'm talking about the liberals.
Yeah.
The liberals are always going around and how horrible this country is, you know. But they want their precious brown people to come over here for what? To suffer?
No,
Like,
because they will become Democrats.
I understand. I know the reason.
Okay.
But if you look at it at surface level, okay, you know, let's just look at this at surface level. Okay, you have the liberals, the Democrats. They're saying, "Oh, the United States is terrible. It's awful. You know, it's a dictatorship. It's fascism. It's evil." But let's bring in all these non-whites in here and everything to suffer alongside with us. How does that make any sense? Like, you know, if this country is so terrible, then why do you want open borders for people to come in? It makes no sense. I know the reason. I know you know the reason. I know it's all bullshit. But if you just even look at it from a surface stupid level, it doesn't make any sense to begin
Well,
with.
it's even more stupid
You
than
know?
that. They don't even
Oh,
have
yeah.
to invite them in. They just have to open the borders, and they'll come charging in.
Oh yeah, I know. But these are the same
Unless you
people.
unless you put blockades up and stop them from
Yeah.
coming in,
Yeah,
they're going to pour
But
in here like crazy.
my point-
Why?
my
Because it's a
point
pretty
is-
damn good country.
I know. My point is saying
I
that.
know.
Yeah, these people who say that this country is so bad, yet they want all these people in here. It makes no sense. You know.
It makes perfect sense because they want the power.
Okay. Stop looking
know.
at it, you know, in the actual deep meaning.
I know.
Just stay on the surface level. How does it make sense on the surface level?
It doesn't.
Exactly. That's, you know, anything deeper we already know. You know, I'm just trying to prove, you know, at the very beginning of the game, these people don't make any sense. The leftists, you know. Anyway, 2024, Inside Out 2 surpassed Frozen 2 to become the highest-grossing animated film in history, making $1.46 billion worldwide. That was found out to be a lie, I believe. We also have Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu delivered a defiant address to a joint session of U.S. Congress defending his country's war in Gaza against Hamas. Just wants to conquer. Meta announced it has removed 63,000 Instagram accounts tied to sextortion schemes associated with Nigerian Yahoo Boys criminal group. What the hell? Philippine officials declared a state of calamity around Manila as Typhoon Kaimai and Karina caused massive flooding, displacing 600,000 people and sinking an oil tanker. Taiwan declared a typhoon day, closing all schools and businesses as Typhoon Gaming made landfall in eastern Taiwan, with winds of 240 kilometers per hour, 150 miles per hour. So that is definitely connected with that one. The park fire was started by an arsonist in Butte County, California, and later grew to become the 7th largest in state history. I remember that.
Yeah, that was a couple years ago.
Yeah, and we have another wildfire destroyed much of the historic Canadian town of Jasper, Alberta, inside Jasper National Park. And we have other articles, but including one from last year. But it's it's whatever. So I'm going to end the show right there. That shall conclude it. Once again, please check the underbar of the description for any links that you may find interesting, including limited to all things on the coalition. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis, and we can only bring you a portion from our two sources. We have gone through all 37 pages of this document in an hour and 20 minutes. Not a beat, miss. So, anyway, what's the code word? Let us know in the comments to tell us that they're still watching up till this point.
Baha. I don't know if I should have picked up.
Put Baha in the comment section.
Baha.
How you spell Baha?
Let's just go humbug.
Humbug. Okay, well, put it bum hug. That sounds weird.
Bum hug.
Bum hug.
No, we don't want that.
You want to
H-U-M, bug, B-U-G.
Hug a homeless person? A bum hug? Oh. Anyway, for your dose of Pacific Daily, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you know of us, I'm Xander.
Golden Loon.
And you, and we are incredibly hot.
Yeah.
So until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles! Yeah, 87 degrees and sunny. Right there, just an orange ball of death leaning on your shoulders right there.